Aloha! What a beautiful evening and a beautiful setting. I'm Denise Yamaguchi. I'm the Executive Director of the Hawaii Agricultural Foundation, and I want to welcome you to Eat, Think, Drink. Tonight's program is being recorded and will be made available on our website, so please silence your phones and refrain from talking as a courtesy to those presenting this evening. Before we start, I want to thank our presenting sponsor, Central Pacific Bank. We have with us this evening Diane Murakami, Executive Vice President of Commercial Markets, who I'd like to invite up here to say a few words. While she makes her way here, I also want to recognize and thank our other program sponsors, Alexander and Baldwin, Bayer U.S. Crop Science, Hawaii Longline Association and United Fishing Agency, Kamehameha Schools, Lend-Lease, Ulupono Initiative, Waihata and Company, Southern Glazers Wine and Spirits, Aloha Beer, and Fiji Water. Diane?
Thanks, Denise. Aloha, and thank you for the opportunity for me to speak before such a distinguished panel and audience. CPB is proud to be a presenting sponsor for tonight's Eat, Think, Drink Solar Plus Ag event. Whether you're in banking or agriculture, sustainability is critical, and we must all work to make a better planet. Hawaii is the most isolated populated landmass in the world that is 2,500 miles from the nearest civilization. So with that in mind, it is critically important to counter the effects of climate change. CPB is proud to offer millions of dollars in loans and resources to customers who focus on sustainability and renewable energy projects. CPB has focused on our ESG, and if you go to our website, you can see our ESG report. I look forward to hearing from our speakers and panel here tonight. On behalf of the entire CPB team, mahalo for your presence. Thank you.
Okay, before I introduce some other guests, I want to recognize Senator Linda Coit. Thank you for being here, Lynn. Also joining us this evening are some guests from Bayer U.S. Crop Science. Bayer has supported the Hawaii Agricultural Foundation since its inception in 2007. They've been a great partner and a tremendous support to farmers at our Kunia Ag Park in central Oahu. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Sebastian Guth, President Bayer U.S. and President Pharmaceuticals North America.
Yeah, thank you, Denise, and aloha. It's a real privilege for me to be spending this evening with you. As you heard, my name is Sebastian Guth. I'm the president of Bayer in the United States, and I'm really here today representing more than 20,000 Bayer employees across the U.S. And employees that are living and serving the communities we all live in. As you may know, we've been in Hawaii for more than 50 years. We today employ about 600 people in Hawaii. And most importantly, we are a very, very proud and committed member of this community. The partnership with the Hawaii Ag Foundation goes back a long, long time. And Denise and I were talking earlier about the tremendous value that this exchange has brought to farmers, to the community, and ultimately to all of us in the audience and many more. I personally love the spirit of eat, think, and drink because it is thoughtful dialogue and the ability to get together to have real conversation and exchange that ultimately sees us moving forward. And I find it inspiring to see the Hawaiian Ag Foundation really allowing and fostering and creating a space for this dialogue. It's the 23rd Eat, Think, Drink session, I think the third this year as I understand it. And I look forward to a discussion on a topic that to us as a company matters greatly because sustainability is and needs to be on all of our minds. As we think about agriculture, we think about regenerative agriculture and regenerative practices in agriculture. We think about embedding sustainability into our operations all across. And solar, in our mind, is a tremendously important technology, and in many ways a beacon of hope as we build more sustainable, build more sustainable solutions to what we're collectively facing. We believe that we can strike a balance between technological advancement and maintaining the integrity of valuable agricultural resources. And I'm sure that that will be one of the conversations that we will be having here tonight on the podium. What I hope you will take away from us as a company is our commitment. It's our commitment to Hawaii, it's our commitment to the communities in which we live and in which we work and in which we are a very proud member of. And it's our commitment to good stewardship of our resources, and a commitment to building a more sustainable world, because that's what we're collectively tasked to do. We stand with farmers across the United States. We stand with farmers here in Hawaii, and I personally greatly look forward to the dialogue this evening and appreciate the opportunity to be spending time with you. Thank you, and most importantly, thank you to you, Denise, for the tremendous work you and your organization do every day. Thank you.
Thank you, Sebastian. I want to also recognize two of Sebastian's colleagues, Ms. Beth Roden, Vice President of Bayer U.S. Communications, and Mr. Michael Parrish, Vice President of Bayer U.S. Public Affairs, Science and Sustainability. Thank you for being here. The Hawaii Agricultural Foundation launched Eat, Think, Drink in 2016 to spark meaningful conversations about important agricultural and food issues facing our community, and to engage a larger network of conscious and caring consumers like you. Nearly 8 years on, we're making our 23rd Eat, Think, Drink tonight. We're marking our 23rd Eat, Think, Drink tonight. The topic this evening is Solar and Ag, Cultivating a Sunny Future. I was recently invited by Stevie Whalen, and Stevie Whalen's here. Where are you, Stevie? Who heads up the Hawaii Agriculture Research Center, many of you know it as HARC, to visit an agrivoltaic research and development center site at the Mililani Tech Park. I was eager to learn about the agrivoltaics and how the same area of land is being co-developed to increase renewable energy production and food cultivation, and how this can have a significant impact on Hawaii's 2030 goals to double local food production and have 40% of our state's energy come from renewable sources. The collaboration taking place is impressive, and it reinforced my confidence in collaboration and cooperation between two industries who have often competed for limited land resources. I hope you all find tonight's discussion inspiring. To start off our discussion, I want to introduce Wren Westcoatt, Vice President of Development for Longroad Energy. Longroad is one of 3 private energy companies funding HARC's agrivoltaic research. Wren has helped develop the utility-scale solar and wind projects operating in the state today. And for more than 15 years, he's worked with communities, government agencies, and utilities to build Hawaii's most impactful clean energy projects. Please join me in welcoming Wren Westcoatt.
Thank you, Denise. Aloha kako. It's nice to see everyone here this evening. My name is Wren Westcoatt. I am originally from Molokai and now live in Manoa. I've been working in renewable energy for about 15 years. And as I look around the evening tonight, this is Eat, Think, Drink. As I walked in today, a little bit nervous for talking, I was happy that it was Eat, Think, Drink, and I went, but the bar was closed, Denise informed me. So I guess we may need to change. So I said, so we're thinking first, is that it? So apparently we're thinking first. But looking around this evening, this event is a great example. The food that's being prepared, the everything that went into it, the food that was grown, and agriculture is also important, is very important. But what I do is the boring part, and I try to think about ways to keep the lights on, keep the ovens running so it can cook the food, and to use more of that, make more of that electricity from clean energy sources rather than burning oil. And right now, most of it is created through burning oil. We have a goal by 2045 to get to 100% of our electricity being produced from renewable sources. And I think we're at about, I checked, we're somewhere in the 32% so far. So we have a long way to go. And one of the gentlemen who knows this more than anybody else is Mark Glick, who is the state's chief energy officer. Wave, Mark. Mark will be on the panel later. I'm gonna sort of weave in all the panelists in my discussion today and talk about renewable energy projects and also integrate some 1970s vocabulary. So if I can do all those things, it would be successful. One of the challenges to getting to 100%, especially on Oahu, is we just don't have that much land. Not a surprise, we don't have that much land for anything. But in looking around, part of my job is looking around for land for solar. And where are we going to build the next solar projects? And, unfortunately, solar and farming, they like the same land. They like sunny land that's flat, that's got nice, soft dirt. And so that really limits the amount of land that's available for either. So, and of course, you can't, it's not like we can use all of our agricultural land to produce energy. Right? You can't eat electrons. But on the other hand, you don't want to take all of your good solar land and not be allowed to produce any solar. So what we're trying to do is find solutions to use the same land for both. And in, disaster. Thank you. So what we, one of the projects I'm working on is called the Mahi Solar Project. It's in Kunia. It's on agricultural land, and what we've tried to do is we're going to farm about 300 acres, put 300 acres of that solar project in farming. When we started the projects, the first solar projects I worked on 5 or 6 years ago, we started with sheep. It's a pretty easy way. Sheep are a pretty easy solution. We have, they can walk right under the panels. They can graze some of the grass. That's called lambscaping. I know it's bad, yeah. And the goal is to be able to, use that land for energy production, but also to ranch and produce local farm-raised lamb. So what we have, so those are the first few projects. And that was going pretty well. Is Raya here? Did Raya here? Hey, Raya. So Raya runs, and her husband run Oahu Grazers. They are the largest sheep ranch on Oahu. They have about 800 head of sheep, and they graze them on 3 or 4 different solar farms on the island. So excellent. But one of the challenges was, a few years ago, the local slaughterhouse stopped slaughtering sheep. So we couldn't process the sheep, the lamb, which was the original plan. So we're still looking for solutions. Now we've got the grazing part figured out, the herd is growing, and now the next thing is to solve the slaughtering step in the process. So if any of you, so this is Raya. You won't see her on the panel, but if anyone has like your own personal USDA-approved meat processing facility, please go talk to her, or any other solutions. But on our new projects, our new solar projects going forward, we wanted to look for new types of agriculture. We wanted to farm crops. We wanted to use, if we have water and we have good enough land, farmable land, we wanted to see what could we grow under solar panels. And not being a farmer myself, I had to consult an expert, so I went and talked to Stevie Whalen and her team at HARC. They designed a research project to take a small area of an existing solar project, and try dozens of different crops, some of them between the panels, some of them under the panels. And you think about the solar farms, you can see where the panel is. The table is about 6 feet high when it's flat. It tilts during the day, so you have some room under there, but you also can't have anything grow up between the panels that are going to cause shading, because then you won't make as much electricity. So we're trying to find crops that are going to be short, kind of low, and that are going to also do well in partial sun, because the solar panels, while they collect the sun, there's going to be shade underneath and between them. So Stevie and her team put together a research project, and this started 3 years ago. We're in year 3 of 4 so far. Julie Burden, Julie, wave. Julie's going to be on the panel later. Julie is the lead researcher on the project and has now tested dozens of different crops under solar panels. And as you'll see in some of the video, there is also a hydroponic lettuce trough, which is based on the design from Kudnia Country Farms and Jason Brand. Jason, wave. That's Jason. He will also be on the panel to talk about their design. Agrivoltaics, I have a hard time saying the word. It's really contrived because it's obviously agriculture and photovoltaics kind of smashed together in an awkward way. But I'd like all of you to help by going out and saying it to your family and friends a lot, so that hopefully it will catch on, kind of like VOG, or spork. We say that now. We don't even grimace, but it's possible. So to do this type of research, I needed to find a solar project. I've developed several solar projects and several wind projects, but but those have all been sold to other companies. So I didn't have one myself, so I called Nicola Park. Nicola, who will also be on the panel. Nicola works for Clearway Energy, and they own several operating solar farms. They picked the solar farm at Mililani, which is in a good central location, and we developed about an acre of it into this research project that HARC is, the HARC research project. It is, now the project is, and the goal was first to do research to find, okay, what could grow, also some of the best practices. How do you farm under and between the solar panels? And Julie will talk about some of the interesting things that she's grown and some of the things that they're learning. Find out if you time it right, the farmers can work in the shade like all day long, which is kind of cool. The project is now in its 3rd year, and the goal is to take that research that we develop here and the learnings and share it with the agriculture community and with the solar community, so that looking into projects that are out there in the future, we can find new combinations, new things that might grow, new crops that farmers might grow, and hopefully, take that that information to help people, help find ways to find some different creative solutions. One of the, but even at this, even once we have the research done, right, that's not really solving the problem. I think step 1 is the research, and step 2 is scaling up what we learn into actual commercial farming, so that we can work with local farmers at a solar farm, bring them in and have them farm 10, 20, 40 acres of a crop so that we can really start making that land usable. And the idea is, even though, in some of that cooperation, some of that cooperation may entail the farmer has to work a little bit differently to work, between the solar panels. And the solar operator has to work a little bit differently as well. Does that mean stop, or does that mean hurry up and get to the finish? 1 minute. Oh, okay, awesome. I introduced Jason. He's the entrepreneur behind Kunia Country Farms. He is going to be working with us at the Mahi Solar Project. We have signed a long-term lease where he will be developing about 45 acres of hydroponic and aquaponic lettuce production between solar panels. So that's very exciting. And if Hawaii sort of continues to expand agrivoltaics, solar projects on good ag land will be able to subsidize local farming, provide the land for free, provide the water and other infrastructure at a discounted rate, and lower the costs for local farmers to incentivize them to do what they're doing on solar projects. So we're hoping it can really be a win-win. And actually, the growing crops underneath solar panels lowers the ambient temperature and improves the efficiency of the panels. It's going to take some learning. Farmers need to learn how to work around solar panels, and solar operators need to learn how to work around farming. But the potential to produce more energy and food on the same land is great motivation to work together toward a more sustainable future. Thank you.